Have you ever eaten bread, potatoes, or rice and then felt your energy crash, your heart race, or your hands start to shake? For people with diabetes, even a normal meal can send blood sugars soaring in minutes. This isn't just part of getting older. Those sudden spikes aren't harmless. They silently damage your blood vessels, strain your pancreas, and make managing diabetes so much harder over time. But here's the good news. You don't have to give up your favorite carbs. By using simple, science-backed strategies like boosting resistant starch and combining foods in the right way, you can enjoy bread, potatoes, and rice without dangerous blood sugar spikes. And no, it doesn't require medication or expensive products, just small changes to your daily eating habits. In this video, I'll share 3 powerful, proven methods to make your carbs blood sugar friendly, methods that are easy, affordable, and backed by research from leading diabetes experts. Before we start, I'd love to hear from you. What carb do you miss the most since being diagnosed with diabetes? Bread, potatoes, or rice? Share in the comments below so we can talk about it together. All right, let's dive in and discover how you can keep carbs on your plate and your blood sugar in check. Understanding carbohydrates and blood sugar. Now that we understand just how important brain health is as we age, let's talk about the daily choices that can either protect it or put it at risk. Many people think stroke prevention means big, complicated changes, but in reality, it's often the small habits we repeat every day that make the biggest difference. A stroke happens when blood flow to the brain is blocked, or when a blood vessel bursts, depriving brain cells of oxygen. For seniors, the risk increases due to changes in blood vessels, higher rates of high blood pressure, diabetes, and heart disease. But here's the hopeful truth. Up to 80% of strokes are preventable when we manage these risk factors early and consistently. The brain is resilient, but it needs the right environment to thrive. Steady blood flow, balanced blood pressure, and reduced inflammation. That's why the first habit on our list is staying hydrated. Dehydration thickens your blood, making it harder to flow smoothly, and can contribute to clot formation. Aim for water-rich foods and steady water intake throughout the day. Next is keeping blood pressure in check. High blood pressure silently damages blood vessel walls, making them more likely to clog or burst. Regular monitoring, reducing salt, and staying active can help. The third habit is moving your body daily. Even light activity like walking, stretching, or gardening improves circulation and strengthens your heart, reducing stroke risk. Fourth, choose brain-friendly foods. Plenty of vegetables, berries, fatty fish, and whole grains. These nourish blood vessels and reduce inflammation. Fifth, manage blood sugar. Uncontrolled diabetes can damage small and large blood vessels, so balanced meals and regular checkups are key. Sixth, get quality sleep. Poor sleep raises blood pressure and increases inflammation, both enemies of brain health. Seventh, keep stress low. Chronic stress tightens blood vessels and raises blood pressure, so deep breathing, meditation, or hobbies can help. Eighth, avoid smoking and limit alcohol. Both directly harm blood vessels and increase clot risk. And ninth, stay socially and mentally active. Reading puzzles, learning new skills, or simply talking with friends keeps the brain engaged and resilient. I've worked with seniors who believed it was too late to make a difference, but when they began adding just 1 or 2 of these habits, they noticed changes. More energy, clearer thinking, better mood. These aren't just medical tips. They're keys to living fully, staying independent, and enjoying life without the shadow of fear hanging over you. And the most powerful part? When you combine these habits, the effects multiply. You're not just preventing a stroke, you're building a stronger, sharper brain for the years ahead. Each day becomes an investment in your future self. Next, let's break down how to actually fit these 9 habits into your daily routine, even if you feel short on time or energy. Types of starch, regular versus resistant. Now that we know carbs can affect our health in very different ways, let's look at something most people, especially seniors, don't realize. Not all starch is created equal. The type of starch in your food can mean the difference between stable blood sugar and dangerous spikes. There are 2 main types of starch that matter when we talk about blood sugar. The first is regular starch, the kind your body breaks down quickly into glucose, causing sharp rises in blood sugar. The second is resistant starch, a special kind that resists digestion, acting more like fiber. Instead of flooding your bloodstream with glucose, it moves slowly through your digestive system and becomes food for your good gut bacteria, supporting digestion, reducing inflammation, and helping keep blood sugar steady. You'll find resistant starch naturally in foods like Irish potatoes, sweet potatoes, yams, green bananas, green plantains, beans, peas, and tiger nuts. The problem is that when we cook these foods, especially at high temperatures, the resistant starch changes into regular starch. This means the blood sugar-friendly benefit disappears and suddenly a healthy food can trigger the very spikes you're trying to avoid. But here's where it gets exciting. There's a simple, science-backed way to turn much of that regular starch back into resistant starch without giving up the foods you love. It's called the cook and cool method. You cook your starchy food as usual, let it cool completely in the refrigerator for at least 12 hours, and then eat it cold or gently reheated. This cooling process changes the structure of the starch molecules, making them harder for your body to digest quickly. The result? A lower and slower blood sugar response, even when eating bread, rice, or potatoes. I've seen seniors light up when they realize they don't have to cut out their favorite comfort foods to manage their blood sugar. Imagine being able to enjoy a potato salad at a family gathering or a bowl of rice with dinner, without feeling the anxiety of, what will this do to my sugar levels? This isn't about strict restrictions. It's about smart, informed choices that give you freedom and confidence at the table. And here's the best part. Resistant starch doesn't just help control blood sugar, it may also improve insulin sensitivity, reduce cravings, support a healthy weight, and even protect brain health by lowering inflammation. For seniors, that's a powerful combination for both body and mind. Next, let's explore other simple daily habits that work just as powerfully as resistant starch to protect your blood vessels and keep your brain sharp, creating resistant starch through cooking and cooling. So now that we've talked about the difference between regular starch and resistant starch, let's take it a step further. What if I told you there's a simple kitchen trick that can transform everyday starchy foods into a version that's gentler on your blood sugar? And it's something you can do without special equipment or expensive ingredients. When you cook starchy foods like potatoes, rice, pasta, or bread, the heat changes their structure, turning most of the resistant starch into regular starch that's quickly broken down into glucose. But when you let these foods cool after cooking, something remarkable happens. Part of that regular starch changes back into resistant starch. This process, called retrogradation, slows down digestion and reduces the rapid sugar release into your bloodstream. Here's how it works. First, cook your starch, whether it's rice, pasta, or potatoes, in water as you normally would. Then, instead of eating it right away, let it cool completely in the refrigerator overnight. That cooling process changes the structure of the starch molecules, creating more resistant starch that your body treats like fiber. If you want to take it even further, try reheating and cooling it again. Research shows this can boost resistant starch levels even more, and the best part is that this second-generation resistant starch stays stable even after reheating, meaning you can enjoy warm meals without losing the benefit. For bread lovers, there's a similar trick. Freeze your bread, then defrost it before eating. This also increases resistant starch, helping reduce the spike in blood sugar after a sandwich or toast. And here's a bonus for rice. Add a teaspoon of coconut oil while boiling, then cool it overnight. This combination changes the way the starch behaves, giving you even more resistant starch and potentially reducing blood sugar spikes by up to 40%. I've seen so many seniors breathe a sigh of relief when they learn these methods. It's not about giving up the foods you grew up with or saying no to family favorites. It's about making them work for you, not against you. Imagine being able to enjoy a warm potato salad at a picnic, a comforting bowl of pasta, or your morning toast without that nagging worry about what it will do to your blood sugar. These small, smart changes give you back a sense of control, something many people with diabetes or pre-diabetes feel they've lost. And the real magic? By making resistant starch a regular part of your diet, You're not only protecting your blood sugar, you're also supporting your gut health, reducing inflammation, and potentially lowering your risk of heart disease and stroke. One simple shift in how you prepare your food can ripple through your entire health in the best way. Now that you know how to transform your carbs into a powerful ally, let's move on to the next daily habit that can protect your brain and keep your blood vessels strong for years to come. If this video helped you, make sure to leave a comment, hit like, and subscribe so you don't miss out on future health content that really matters. And don't forget to check the description below. I've listed some trusted health products that I personally stand by. These are carefully selected to support your blood sugar and overall wellness. Drinks to reduce blood sugar spikes. We've already learned how changing the way we prepare carbs can make them friendlier to our blood sugar. But here's another simple approach, one you can sip, not chew. The right drink at the right time can slow down how starch turns into sugar, keeping your levels steady and your energy smooth. When you eat starchy foods, your body uses enzymes to quickly break them down into glucose. That's why bread, rice, or potatoes can cause such sudden spikes. But certain acidic drinks, like lemon juice or vinegar, can interfere with those enzymes and even slow how quickly your stomach empties. This means glucose enters your blood more gradually, helping you feel satisfied longer and avoiding the crash that often follows. One of the easiest and most refreshing options is fresh lemon or lime juice. A simple squeeze over your meal or into your water glass not only brightens flavor, but also works as a natural brake on starch digestion. Plus, it delivers vitamin C and antioxidants to support your immune system. Another powerful choice is vinegar. Apple cider, white, rice, or any variety without added sugar. Just 1 to 2 teaspoons mixed in water before or with your meal can improve insulin sensitivity, helping your muscles pull more glucose out of your blood. Apple cider vinegar, especially raw and unfiltered with the mother, offers the added bonus of probiotics and antioxidants for gut health. Then there's wine. While it can temporarily reduce the liver's glucose production, making blood sugar drop, it's unpredictable and comes with risks, especially for people with diabetes or those on glucose-lowering medications. Wine can also worsen fatty liver in some individuals, so it's best approached with caution and, for many, avoided altogether. If we had to rank them for effectiveness and safety, vinegar, particularly apple cider vinegar, takes the top spot, followed closely by lemon or lime juice. Wine falls last due to its side effects and unpredictability. I've had patients who thought managing blood sugar meant avoiding every carb they loved. When they discovered that something as simple as a splash of vinegar or lemon water could make a noticeable difference, their faces lit up. These are not extreme diets or expensive treatments, just everyday, accessible tools that help you enjoy your meals without fear. Small changes like this can make you feel in control again, and that feeling is priceless. And the beauty of this tip? You can combine it with other strategies like resistant starch cooking to create a powerful, double-layered defense against spikes. It's proof that managing blood sugar isn't about deprivation, it's about stacking smart, simple habits that work together. Next, let's look at another daily habit that not only helps control blood sugar, but also directly protects your arteries and reduces your stroke risk. Strategies to manage blood sugar spikes. We've covered how the type of starch, the way you prepare it, and even the drinks you pair with it can change how your body reacts. But to truly keep blood sugar stable, especially as we age, it's important to think about timing and combination. What you do before, during, and after a meal can either cause a spike or keep your blood sugar steady for hours. Blood sugar spikes happen when glucose from food enters your bloodstream faster than your body can use it or store it. For seniors, this can be even more dangerous, as repeated spikes damage blood vessels, increase inflammation, and raise the risk of both heart attack and stroke. But by making a few intentional changes around mealtime, what you eat first, what you pair foods with, and even what you do afterward, you can dramatically soften these spikes without giving up the foods you enjoy. Let's start before you eat. About 30 minutes before a meal, try drinking 2 tablespoons of lemon juice or vinegar in half a glass of water. This acidity slows starch breakdown and keeps glucose from rushing into your bloodstream. Another option is to take a fiber supplement, like konjac root or psyllium husk, with water. Fiber forms a gel in your gut that slows carbohydrate absorption. You can also consume 5 g of fenugreek powder or a 500 milligram fenugreek supplement, which has been shown to lower post-meal sugar. A 400 milligram Gymnema sylvestri supplement can also help by temporarily blocking sugar absorption. And of course, eating a large serving of leafy greens before your main meal primes your body for better blood sugar control. During the meal, never eat carbs alone. Pair them with protein, healthy fats, and /or fiber. Think egg sandwich, protein plus fat plus carbs, rice with beans and butter, fiber plus protein plus fat plus carbs, or oatmeal topped with Greek yogurt, nuts, seeds, and berries. If possible, eat in this order: fiber-rich vegetables first, then protein and fat, and finally starchy carbs. If your dish is mixed, like spaghetti bolognese, it's fine to eat it as is. Adding vinegar-based dressings or pickles to your meal is another easy way to boost blood sugar control. After you finish eating, timing matters. Within 30 minutes, engage in 10-20 minutes of movement, walking, dancing, climbing stairs, or even light kickboxing. Activating large muscle groups in your legs and trunk allows them to absorb glucose directly from the blood without relying heavily on insulin. This is especially powerful for those with diabetes or insulin resistance. Finally, if you need a snack later, choose savory options like cheese, nuts, veggies with dip, or pickles. If you must have something starchy, it's better than going for pure sugar, since vinegar can slow starch breakdown but won't help much with straight sugar absorption. I've seen seniors who are afraid to join family dinners or celebrations because they thought one plate of rice or a slice of bread would undo all their progress. But once they learned how to use these before, during, after strategies, they found a new sense of freedom. It's not about strict avoidance, it's about being in control. These habits are simple, affordable, and something you can start at your very next meal. And when you stack these timing and pairing tricks on top of the other habits we've discussed, like resistant starch cooking and vinegar drinks, you create a powerful shield for your blood sugar, your heart, and your brain. The difference isn't just in your numbers, it's in how energized, steady, and confident you feel every single day. Next, let's look at one more habit that not only helps with blood sugar but also strengthens blood vessels, giving your brain the steady oxygen supply it needs to stay sharp for years to come. Why blood sugar spikes matter. We've been talking a lot about preventing dangerous spikes, but before we go any further, it's important to understand why those spikes matter so much, especially for seniors. It's not just about avoiding a number on a glucose meter. These rises and crashes affect your body in ways you can feel right away, and in ways you might not notice until it's too late. When blood sugar shoots up, your cells suddenly get more glucose than they can handle. In healthy amounts, glucose is fuel, but in excess, it's like overloading an engine. Things start to break down. Your pancreas has to work overtime to produce insulin, the hormone that moves glucose out of the blood and into the cells. For people with diabetes, this is even harder, because the pancreas may have already lost up to half its insulin-producing cells. And if you have insulin resistance, your cells don't respond to insulin's knock on the door, so the sugar just lingers in the blood, damaging tissues. These frequent spikes have a domino effect on your health. They cause something called glycation, where glucose sticks to proteins in your body, a process sometimes referred to as browning. Just like browned toast, these sugar-coated tissues age faster and function worse. Over time, this contributes to heart disease, kidney damage, memory decline, and even visible signs of aging like wrinkles. On a day-to-day level, spikes and crashes can make life miserable. Dizziness, brain fog, anxiety, sudden food cravings, headaches, mood swings, nausea, and constant hunger. They can also weaken your immune system for hours, making it easier for infections to take hold. And because insulin is a fat distortion hormone, frequent spikes signal your body to store more fat, often around the belly, exactly where it poses the most risk for heart and brain health. I've seen older adults think these symptoms are just part of getting older, but they're not inevitable. When you start controlling your spikes, you notice the difference. Steadier energy, clearer thinking, calmer moods, fewer cravings. You don't have to live in fear of every meal. The relief and confidence that come from managing your blood sugar aren't just about avoiding disease. They're about feeling like yourself again. And here's the most powerful truth. Every time you prevent a spike, you're not only protecting your blood vessels, pancreas, and brain, you're also adding healthy, vibrant years to your life. You're making sure you can stay active, independent, and engaged with the people you love for as long as possible. Now that you understand why these spikes are so damaging, let's dive into the practical steps you can take every single day to keep your blood sugar and your brain safe. At the end of the day, enjoying bread, potatoes, and rice without dangerous blood sugar spikes isn't about giving up the foods you love. It's about learning how to make them work for your body. Cooking and cooling your starches, adding a splash of vinegar or lemon, pairing carbs with protein, healthy fats, and fiber, and moving your body after a meal can lower those spikes by as much as 40% while improving insulin sensitivity. These are small, doable habits you can weave into your life without feeling deprived. I've seen how these simple shifts give people back not just better numbers, but also more energy, fewer cravings, and the freedom to share meals with family without fear. Your health journey isn't about perfection. It's about progress, one plate at a time. So start with just one of these strategies today and feel the difference for yourself. And if you found this helpful, subscribe and check out the other videos linked in the description for more ways to protect your blood sugar, your heart, and your brain. Stay well, and I'll see you in the next one.